Hello students, welcome to EdUp, an online learning platform for electrical engineering. I hope you are doing well. If you are new to this channel, subscribe to our channel EdUp. In this channel, we solve MCQ questions and explain the concept related to them. Watch our other videos to get more clarification on the subject. I will solve the questions related to electrical and electronics measurement subject. I hope these videos will help you crack competitive exams. So let's start. So this is something about me. Okay. So this is the first question of this lecture. So the question here asking is a PMMC 0 to 10 ampere emitter is not provided with any controlling mechanism and the moving parts are free to rotate. If the current of 1 ampere DC is passed through the moving coil, the instrument, the options given are the will read 1 ampere, will read 10 ampere, pointer will continuously rotate, pointer will remain stationary. So to solve this question, we have to understand how the moving coil instrument works. Now I have already discussed what will happen whenever some input is given to the moving coil instrument. That is, whenever you are giving some AC signal or a DC signal to a moving coil instrument, what will happen? Now, it is mentioned here that there is no control mechanism. Okay. So here you can clearly see this is the pointer. Okay. So what is actually happening in a moving coil galvanometer or in a instrument, there are some stopper is used here. Okay. So I have told you earlier that whenever there is some current input to this coil, then it will act like a rotor or a motor. Okay. So it will continuously rotate. So to prevent that, we have to use these stoppers. Okay. So since it is given that there is no controlling mechanism, then what will happen? So see, whenever there is some current input to this coil, there is some deflecting torque production or not, and due to that the pointer will move. Okay, the pointer will move in this direction. Now what is happening in actual moving coil instrument, there's at the same time some controlling torque will be produced, and it will try to balance the pointer in the right value. So since there is no controlling mechanism, so what will happen? Let's suppose say the pointer is here. Okay, so you are giving some 1 ampere DC current, then what will happen? The deflection torque will be produced, so it will move like this. And since there is no controlling torque, it will come to this place. Okay, it will come to the full scale deflection value. Okay, so the answer will be will read 10 ampere. See, in which case this C option will be correct. See, whenever there is no stopper available, let's suppose say this is the scale, and if there are no stoppers, if these things are not available, then what will happen to the pointer? The pointer will rotate continuously. Okay. So in that case, pointer will continuously rotate will be the correct answer. Okay. Let's go to the next question. So the question here asking is an advantage of PMMC instrument is that it is free from friction error, had high torque to weight ratio of moving parts, has low torque to weight ratio, can be used on both AC and DC. So this is a very easy question. If you just eliminate the wrong answer, you will get the right answer. Okay. So we know actually this the PMMC cannot be used in AC signal. So this is wrong. Okay. It is not free from friction error. There is always some friction error in the mechanical plant. Now it has very high torque to weight ratio actually of the moving parts. Okay. So this will be the correct answer. So this is asked in UPSC IES in electrical engineering in the 2012. Okay. So let's go to the next question. Consider the following types of damping. The first one is air friction damping, fluid friction damping, and eddy current damping. PMMC type instrument use which of the above? See, when I was discussing about the different types of PMMC instrument and the dampings related to them, so I have told you what type of damping is used where. Okay, so we know that whenever there is a strong magnetic field, we always use the eddy current damping. Okay, all the time use the eddy current damping. So the answer will be this one, 3 only. Okay, eddy current damping is used. And where this air friction damping is used, you can clearly remember this air friction damping is used where there is weak magnetic field. Okay, so this is used in the moving iron type instruments. Okay, so let's go to the next question. So the question here asking is an angular deflection type indicating PMMC meter is provided with spring control end. So we know that a normal deflection type indicating PMMC has three type of system. One is the deflecting system, controlling system, and damping system. So it is mentioned here that PMMC. So it will be, we can assume that deflecting type of system is already in there. It is given here spin control. So the controlling mechanism is also given. Okay. So we have to think that what type of damping is used in the PMMC meter. Okay. So we know that in a PMMC meter, it has strong magnetic field. So we know that we always use the eddy current damping. Okay. So the option here given, the B option, electromagnetic damping in the aluminum former only. Okay. So this is not the correct answer. This is not the correct answer. This is not the correct answer. Okay. Though, so the correct answer is this one. So this is asked in 2012 IS exam. Let's go to the next question. So the question here asking is, if a high frequency AC signal whose RMS value is root 2 volt is applied to a PMMC instrument, then the reading of the instrument will be. So we know that only DC signal could be applied to a PMMC instrument. Okay. I have already discussed in my previous lecture that what will happen to a instrument, a PMMC instrument, whenever you are giving a AC signal to it. So whenever you are giving AC signal, it will not work. Okay. So the options here given are 2 volt, root 2 volt, 1 volt and 0. So the answer will be 0 because it will not work whenever you are giving AC signal. So this is a very also important question from IES point of view. This is asked in IES 2012. Let's go to the next question. So the question here asking is, a sinusoidal voltage of 1 volt RMS value at 10 Hz is applied across the two terminals of a PMMC type voltmeter. What is the deflection of the pointer? So it is basically saying a signal is there and see, if the RMS value is 1 volt, then what will be the peak value? That is root 2 into 1. So this is the root 2 volt. Okay. Now this and since the frequency is 10 Hz, what is the time period? That is 1 by 10, that is 0.1 second. Okay. So this is the 0.1 second. So what will be the time period of the first half cycle? That is the 0.05 second. Okay. So I have told you earlier what will happen whenever you are giving some AC signal of less frequency, that is near about 10 Hz or 5 Hz like that, to the PMMC type. So what will happen? See, if this is the 0.1 volt, 0.1 second, then what will happen? First, let's suppose say the pointer is here. Whenever the positive half cycle is given to the coil, then it will be the deflection torque will be there, and let's suppose that the direction of the moving of the pointer will be in this direction, so the pointer will come to this area. Now in the negative half cycle, in the 0.05 second, again the deflection torque will be produced, which will move the pointer in opposite direction or not. So this is the case. So what will happen? This thing will be repeated one by one. So what will happen? The pointer will go to this direction, then it is coming to main position also. This thing will repeated several times. Okay. So this will happen. See, so the answer will be, the pointer will oscillate around the 0 volt. Okay. So since this is a AC volt, it will not show root 2 volt. Okay, it will also know 0 volt. Why? Because it will not be constant at 0 volt. The pointer will move here and there. It will oscillate about the 0 volt point. Okay, so the answer here is, the pointer oscillates around the 0 volt. Let's go to the next question. So the question here asking is, an ideal voltage source and an ideal voltmeter have internal impedance respectively. So before solving this question, we have to understand what is the meaning of an ideal voltage source and an ideal voltmeter. Okay. So this is the diagram of a ideal voltage source. See, it is a source Vs, and this is the internal resistance Rs. So if the internal resistance is equal to 0, then what will happen? The voltage drop across this resistance will be 0. So the voltage output from this source is always be Vs or not, so that the voltage will be equal to Vs only. So the ideal voltage source means a voltage source which will give the output voltage all the time constant, and which is equal to the supply voltage only, that is called the ideal voltage source. So in an ideal voltage source, the internal resistance is always 0. Okay, so now come to the ideal voltmeter. So this is the figure of a ideal voltmeter. See, this is the voltmeter which is connected in parallel to the load, because always a voltmeter is connected in parallel to a load to calculate the voltage across it. Okay, so here you can clearly see a high resistance is connected in series to the galvanometer. So if we increase this resistance to infinite, then what will happen? This current will be 0 or not. So that whatever voltage or current is coming from this direction will be across the load only or not. So in the ideal voltmeter, the RSS should be infinite. Okay. So in this case, you can clearly see the ideal voltage source has internal impedance is 0, and the ideal voltmeter is the internal impedance of infinite. So this is asked in 2014 IES question. Let's go to the next question. The question here asking is, to minimize voltmeter loading, what we have to do. So what do you mean by voltmeter loading? So basically, the voltage drop or the current difference which is occurring due to the using of voltmeter across the load is called the voltmeter loading. Okay, which is equal to loading effect. The more loss is happening in the voltmeter, that is the loading. So how can we minimize that loading? Okay, so what is the sensitivity of a voltmeter? That is 1 by IFSD or not, or we can write it like that, R divided by V or not. So if the resistance is high, then the sensitivity is also high. If the I is less, the sensitivity is also high. So if we increase the resistance of the voltmeter, so sensitivity will be high and the voltage drop will be less since the current will be less or not. So that is called the voltmeter loading. Okay, so what we have to do, the voltmeter operating current has to be very much small. Okay, if this I is small, then the sensitivity will be high so that the loading effect will be less. Okay, so this is the last question of this lecture. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Please like and share this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel Adopt and click on the bell icon to never miss a video. Thank you.